Sure, Subnautica 2 can be quite cozy at times as you swim through beautiful coral reefs and grill up fish for you and your friends to feast on. But let's be real, the whole reason you're here is to have the pants scared off of you when you suddenly encounter a terrifying monster of the deep who tries to rip you limb from limb. Well, you're in luck, because even in its current unfinished state, there's at least one massive baddie for you to run scared from, the Collector Leviathan. If you'd rather not wait to stumble on this beastie on your own, then here's a guide on where to find her. In its current form, much of the map in Subnautica 2 is divided into two parts. A large starting area where you'll spend all of your time early on, and a second later game area that's all the way across a large trench filled with little but open water. You can find the gap several hundred meters east of the starting life pod, which you can swim to at any time, though you may find yourself passing through some fairly dangerous areas along the way, including a region filled with volcanic geysers. Managing to get from the west side of this gap to the east side is one of the major hurdles you face before you can access many of the important materials you can't find in the starting area. So why is it such a big deal to get from one side to the other unscathed? Well, that would be because of the Collector Leviathan, a super scary squid monster who roams the middle area and gets a kick out of squeezing would-be explorers into wet jelly. The gap between the starting area and the other region is about 500 meters wide, so reaching the other side unscathed is all but impossible early on. But if you fancy getting the life squeezed out of you, or getting your body riddled with holes via small squid bullets being fired through you, then be my guest. So far as I know, you can technically go and pay old Collector a visit whenever you want, so go right ahead. Now, as to the all-important question of how you'd best get past the Collector Leviathan alive, that comes down to your ability to craft and upgrade the Tadpole vehicle, which is necessary to survive your encounter with this massive beast. The Tadpole can survive getting grabbed and damaged by the Leviathan at least twice, making it a pretty reliable way to get across. I highly recommend crafting the chassis upgrade for the Tadpole before making the journey though, which allows you to move faster and even avoid the Leviathan's grasp altogether if you move quickly. Although to be honest, once you've been grabbed by this guy once or twice, you sort of get accustomed to her squeezing you with each passage back and forth, kind of like a squidge bridge toll of sorts. Crafting the Tadpole will happen pretty organically well before you get to the point in the story where you're directed to cross through the Leviathan's domain. You'll do that by finding Tadpole remains scattered throughout the world and scanning enough of them to unlock the blueprint. Crafting a Tadpole requires that you first build a base with a Moonpool, processor, and vehicle fabricator, but each of these only requires fairly basic resources that you should have ample access to by the time you need them. Once you've crafted a Tadpole, you'll have access to loads of places that were previously impassable, primarily due to oxygen limitations. But more importantly to this guide, you'll also be able to survive the Collector Leviathan's deadly grip. And there's how you could find the Collector Leviathan and even establish a level of understanding with her. Have you faced this fearsome creature yet? How did you fare? Let us know in the comments. And for everything else, stick with IGN.